What's going on? How you doing, friends? Welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I wanted to get on late night on Friday night to see how y'all are doing. And as you join the show, let me know where y'all watching from. Always interested to see how far this has grown. And we do want to share some stuff going on with reform, of course. The last thing that was the most competitive, or one of the strongest bills that was that passed actually was the that no one really talked about had to do about EB5. Okay, it's the omnibus bill that included a lot of different things, a lot of different acts. Okay, so it just of course, so that means that immigration was not the top thing. But if you're not familiar with EB5, that has to do with, or at least before, it had to do with minimum $500,000 investment. Which, if you go to the regional center, you have to pay a little bit more, kind of like a membership fee. But now it's 800,000 minimum. And when it was President Trump, they tried to increase it to, I believe, at least 900,000. So, and if y'all wondering like why was that passed again? Why was it included in this omnibus bill? Excuse me, trying to get over a cough here, but it's because it's only authorized for every 5 years. So same thing for VAWA, Violence Against Women Act, that was also reauthorized. So I know it's strange, but this is how politics works in Congress in America. Just like the President Trump's tax cuts bill, certain things that benefited everyday Americans, it went away. It may have went away already. I'm not a tax person, but it's only valid for a certain number of years, and then essentially Congress, it's politicians' way of saying, "Vote me back in to office so that I can get this bill or this law passed again, or the same version." So take it for what you will. But here's the deal, friends. This is just my opinion on reform. Is that this might be a good time because you know January 2021, it was definitely not the best time. Ideally, because so many things are going on. Talk about January 6th surge at the Capitol, and then you had the surge to the border, just because people thought that. Well, I know personally, I know it's not just because there's a Democratic president, but in office, there's just a lot of things going on in different countries, like in Haiti, for example, and now they have TPS, that country. Which, by the way, if you didn't see my episode, I believe a couple days ago, I did mention that Ukraine and also Afghanistan were included recently this past week as countries designated for temporary protected status. So that's a good thing, but America needs to do more, by the way, for Ukrainians, because TPS is only for those folks, for Ukrainians, only before March 1st, 2022. All right, friends. If you have any questions in the meantime, just drop in the comments. Happy to answer if I can, point you in the right direction. Which, by the way, friends, we do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussions, see if we can guide you in the right direction. And because I know some of y'all are a little bit shy, don't want to share on the public domain here on YouTube, which I can understand. Um, let's see here. But yeah, if you're new to our channel, check out our channel. We do offer free tips, just things that really you may not think you need a lawyer, but maybe it can help you, help guide you, especially like if it's tips for interview. Those for example, like those videos I share with top 5 tips, or things to avoid. Of course, there's always such a long list, but those usually are like literally the top tips. If you had to take anything away from our channel, okay. Hey Ali, what's going on, my friend? Any update on undocumented immigration? Well, so that's the thing, okay. There's that last most recent one, that other than the one about EB5 and omnibus bill, we do have about House Representative Eddie Bernice Johnson's bill that was passed the House. Okay, that was last action was actually in the Senate, March 17th. Excuse my cough. So this is HR 4521. Okay, and it's it's got some things. It's not so much geared for like dreamers per se, or um, essential workers. Okay, but there's. And I'll tell you why. It's not. It can't be specific to that, because, for example, Republicans. I found this article that a Republican wrote about, and this is about a month. Yeah, a month ago, actually, February 16th. And anytime a politician doesn't like anything, the appreciate all comments. Will definitely get to answer as many as I can. But I'll give you an example. Like, who's this guy? This guy is Jason Smith, ranking member Jason Smith of the Budget Committee for House Republicans. He's trying to. He said, for example, this America Competes Act. So this is the one I'm referring to. It's 3,000 pages. Every time, at least, really, typically Republican. Every time I hear that they complain about a bill being too many pages, my last one I heard about that was Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. So just read the dang thing. You're a politician. You're there in office for a reason. You sure I understand a lobbyist may add more information than than need be, but laws are created for a reason. You're in office for a reason, so read it. So just because it's 3,000 pages, that doesn't mean that it's a bad law but it could be. But they need to read it. So anyway, there's nothing specific about undocumented per se. It's really focused on helping those who have, for example, have STEAM degrees. Okay, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we'll see how far it goes through Congress to the Senate. That's where it's at located right now. Okay, so I'll just pull up the immigration provisions related to this bill. Let's see, it's actually, I have an entire section just for people from Hong Kong. I think it's really to push back on China. Okay, so let me answer a couple more other questions. Well, I guess that Republican is right. It's about 3,000 pages, so I can't quickly go through everything about it. But okay, so Luna JJ. By the way, let me know in the comments where y'all watching from. It's over here, 9 p.m. in Houston, Texas. How y'all doing on this Friday evening? What happened to the immigration new law? Luna, tell me which one you're talking about. There's actually several. There's actually several, my friends, that are filed by Republicans, and you can tell that there's so many. Um, there's so much hate out there. Hate against immigrants. It's ridiculous. Unfortunately, every day I get these email alerts about if there's any progress, of course, about proposals, bills, and most of the time it's Republicans filing something like security or border, no asylum, something like that. It's ridiculous. But yeah, Luna, let me know which one if you're referring to something specific. Ivan or Ivan, how long Ukrainians need to wait to apply for TPS? So they have to go through something we call rulemaking. Okay, through basically a procedure to finalize the law. Okay, and so typically how that works, if I recall from like the previous when they designated Haiti, for example, it took at least 3 months just to get it finalized. But usually just posting it in the Federal Register is what we call it, and then the public comment period that takes at least 60 days. So that it should not be more than 6 months from now. That's for sure. So I understand that TPS for Ukrainians is really to help people, of course, if you're could have potentially overstayed your visa and you can't go back to Ukraine, obviously, or you're here on a different visa, for example, and cannot go back, not just a visitor visa. Okay, so we'll definitely keep you updated when you're able to apply, and you can always find the updates on uscs.gov, if not through my channel, of course, Green Card Guys TV. All right, any updates on a permanent solution on DACA? Like you can't work in law enforcement without being a permanent resident. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you're willing and able to, sacrifice your time, and you're brave to join law enforcement, but the laws don't allow you to, unfortunately, right? I do remember when I was volunteer with the city of Dallas, and part of my duty was to, when a police officer was disciplined or terminated, we had to have those appeal hearings for them, and there were some that were good cops, and some are not good cops. So I do hope that you have the opportunity in the future. But specific to your question, there's no permanent solution for DACA holders. Okay, so I'm assuming you have DACA, and let's see here. So you know who? I was just pausing here because I was trying to remember which Republican was talking smack about 6 months plus ago, and his name is he's out of Texas by a chance, and his name is John Cornyn. You might want to give his office a call because he actually said he supports DACA. He supports Dreamers. So I'm gonna have to find that clip for y'all because per sure somewhere in his Twitter I can find something. And what I remember that context was when I see Luna, you're JJ, you're talking about the Citizenship Act. That was trying to. I remember that was trying to involve people who were in the U.S. Before January 1st or January 20th, 2021. Republicans and John Cornyn were not going to have any of it. So they were trying to say, okay, not everyone, but we would support Dreamers. So y'all got to keep him accountable, okay? Give him a call, go to his website, whatever it takes, and tell him, remember, you said you support Dreamers. So what's going on? We're 1 year later. Well, technically, since 2012. It's been a long time since President Obama actually allowed DACA, which I know a lot of people appreciate DACA because, just in general, even though it's not legal status, although you can work, because imagine how many people would have decided to get married to someone because they wanted some kind of work permit, but then probably decided not to get married because they got DACA. So good for them. I realized that after talking to some clients this past week. Imagine how the kind of decisions you have to make in your life, whether because you have status or not. It's I'm privileged in that sense, and but anyway, so that's why we want to share as much information to y'all as possible, and also provide some caution, okay, friends, because I know that we can all get excited when a bill passes, but I'm not a politician, but I feel like I do have a sense when things will not pass or it will, even though I don't have any special connections to any politician. It's just to me, when some of y'all were giving me a hard time last year about the reconciliation bill, saying how come you're not hopeful. Well, because it didn't make sense. If that was the case, they could have done that like 20 years ago, right? So there has to be a balance, and I didn't see any balance in that, for example. Okay, so if Democrats really want to work across the aisle, they need to think of something more creative, and they need to give Republicans a harder time. Okay, so anyway, I didn't really come up on this channel just to talk about EB5 because, of course, not everyone has 800,000 plus to just invest. But friends, even if you were interested in something like that, or Because I see Luna, you have a question, and this might address what I'm about to say. Might address your question. Is there any chance to get a green card for someone living here for over 10 years and paying taxes all these years? Any solution? I always love thinking of solutions because some lawyers only want to take and accept offer like help on the easy cases. We're the immigration problem solvers. We are here to guide you from no status to the green card and then eventually to become a citizen. Okay, friends. It may be difficult. There might not be a solution, but we want to help you get to that point. Okay, and we just work through the legal analysis with you. Some lawyers don't like to do that because I think, oh well, clients don't care about that. Yes, I know. Y'all watching this channel, y'all call my office every day wanting to know for sure, is it possible? Okay. So Luna, to answer your question, the default way is, in terms of the default thing that we look at, the very first thing is, did you enter with a visa? Now, there are limited ways, limited exceptions where you can get a green card. Um, you can get a green card without entering with a visa, but it's very limited. And one of those ways, because I see Yvonne's question too. I'll get to all your questions. Sorry, I jumped around a little bit. Akeef, I see yours. For example, is if you have a family member who's in the military. It doesn't have to be just army, um, but you might want to consider that. Okay. If I mean not maybe not sorry not considering joining the army or military, but if you do, you might want to. But to Yvonne's question, you do want to speak with your recruiter about that. But I can imagine maybe your recruiter might not know immigration law to with that respect. So Yvonne, your question, if you don't mind, because I like to take some time to look at that to be for sure for you. Yeah, if you're looking at websites that say 2 years or some say no need, is because maybe you're looking at outdated information, or I mean, some websites could be outdated um, because it can change from president to president. And I do recall like anytime, usually it's a Republican president, well, at least President Trump, they took that away. Okay, from what I remember. So contact us. Go to our website down below, greencardguys.com/contact us. Okay, there's a little hyphen in between contact and us. And answer some question there. Go ahead, self-schedule appointment. We usually try to have it in the morning hours, Central Time. So we'll see if we can point you in the right direction. Okay. Which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and show the secret code to unlock the free 15 minutes. And it's right here. Okay, it is on the left corner of your screen. Okay, so share that code, green card guys. You could have guessed it. Share that with our cares team, and they'll try their best to schedule you depending on our availability. Okay. Okay, so Keith, I gotta go back to Oseo's question as well. But any update on Dignity Act? Let me know, Keith. Do you like this proposal, the Dignity Act? Um, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Because I have not heard any traction about the Dignity Act, and it could be because of what has been going on because of Russia's ridiculous invasion of Ukraine. Probably because of that, there's been no movement on the Dignity Act. Okay, so let's see here. From thehill.com, okay, it did say about, she said it would secure our border and provide a dignified solution for undocumented immigrants. Yeah, they said that only 1/3 of the almost 3 million undocumented immigrants uh, could actually become citizens. And that, or just this is a survey they took. But yeah, there's been no movement on that one. So can you believe that this is something that it would have forced you to pay a like two different fines at least to say you've redeemed yourself for crossing the border or overstaying and having no status. Pretty ridiculous, in my opinion. But if you're down for that, I mean, if that's the only thing that can be passed, that'd be very sad for America. But I know that it's better than nothing for a lot of people, of course. But I don't think. Apparently, the Hill website says it is unrealistic to expect significant Republican support for the Dignity Act if it isn't revised to require meaningful certification of border security before legalization programs are implemented. What the hell is meaningful certification of border security? What the hell are they talking about? Let me know in the comments if you know, because I have no idea. I mean, there's border protection officers, CBP, over there all the time. I mean, what other equipment do they need to do their job? I mean, it's spending millions of dollars over there. But if you know a customs officer, let me know. Send them my way. I love to interview them. I would love to know what the heck is going on over there. Yeah, so I just don't think I don't even Republicans don't think that's the best type of proposal, which is pretty sad because that's the one that's already requiring you to pay a fine, and they don't even want that. They're just really stuck in their old ways of let's focus on the border because that's all we can really. That's the only thing that's against Democrats. Which, by the way, if you know anything about American history, Republicans 30 years ago supported immigration. Definitely 30 years ago, maybe even when George W. Bush. I know George W. Bush does support immigrants. I mean, he was governor of Texas. I know it sounds strange because now we have. I don't even want to say his name out loud. It's just this guy's ridiculous. The current governor of Texas. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. Okay, let me know where you're watching from. I want to see if I make sure I didn't skip anyone. But I apologize if I do skip over you. It's definitely on accident. Okay. Um, and if I didn't answer your question fully, if you don't think I did, please schedule a time to chat. Okay, self schedule. We'll see if we can provide you the content, and so that you're more comfortable in your pathway to the visa or green card. Okay, Luna, you said that you came here 20 years old. First of all, thank you for paying your taxes. And by the way, if you have not paid your taxes, for y'all out there watching, I highly recommend it because if for some reason your case gets sent to court, EOIR, immigration court, also known as removal proceedings, judges love to see that you pay taxes. It goes towards good moral character, okay? And you can't it'd be too late to go backtrack. You just don't have that time when you're in removal proceedings. Okay, you accompanied your dad, you enter on J2 visa, and year after you changed to F1 and somehow school, yikes, terminated your visa back in 2012. And ever since okay, yeah, you overstayed. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, there's just sometimes I hear those stories. The school somehow terminates it. It's not necessarily because you, um, yeah, and by that time it's hard to get back to your country of nationality. Um, I appreciate that, Luna. Happy to help you if that opportunity presents itself. But yeah, sometimes friends, you might not think you're eligible for something, but you could be. But one way to find out is sharing more information and give us a call 346-330-5888. Okay, I'm just trying to make it like a jingle bell tune. If you come up with some tunes, let me know. Or go to our website down below. All right, Sheena. Yeah, you don't like it either. Yeah, it's BS. What about the immigrants who had to work during the pandemic? Yeah, essential workers. Yeah, I'm privileged that I've been able to work from home and share content with y'all, but I know y'all are working really hard out and about. Um, yeah, they really need to focus and help essential workers as well. So, with that being said, my friends, um, if you want to write a letter to Congress, you're elected official. You don't, number one, you don't have to mention that you're undocumented. You don't have to give detail. I know some prefer, going to the website. Some prefer calling in. But if you, whether whichever way you do it, or you want to write them a snail mail, a letter, whatever way you want to do it, we're happy to send you a sample letter of talking points. Look, there's so many things we can advocate for. The immigration law is pretty tough, as you know. A lot of things should change, like the 3-year bar, 10-year bar. There's waivers for that, but it's still just there needs to be a way to help the more vulnerable folks, especially because some people don't have the qualifying relatives. It's got to be a little bit more open to qualify for it. The president announced that they have new scanners installed on the border. Yeah, I mean, his President Biden's State of the Union. I looked it up. I did a control find. I think he mentioned immigration maybe twice. Okay, and the times that he did mention it, talked about security at the border. So, I mean, not trying to give him too much, not say hate, but too much grief about it. Maybe he's trying to strategize and trying to get, hey, Republicans, come on our side. I really care about security, but by the way, help legalize dreamers, essential workers, and more folks. Okay, what is it? 12 million apparently is the estimate of people that need status here in America. Okay, you paid your taxes to open a business. Congratulations, you are living the American dream, paying taxes. I know some people forget that when they come to America. You have all your required documents for the business. Is it legal? That's a pretty big question. I hope it is legal. I think what you mean is it helpful for you for immigration process? Very possible. Let's chat about it. There's a lot of things we need to know, Sheena. Um, for example, did you enter a visa? Things like that. It's an entire analysis. When we end up having the 15-minute consultation, sometimes we have to get back to folks within a week because we have to, look over past documents, things of that nature, and see if we can help you. Okay. So Sheena, please contact us on Monday or self-schedule appointment on our website. Appreciate it. Hash hash. Can I use prima facie to determine removal proceeding? I think I understand what your question is. Um, I think you mean terminate your removal proceeding, to cancel it, get it dismissed. What would you like to do? So that actually brings up a success story I meant to share with y'all today. Is that the past a couple weeks ago we got a case that I represented someone since 2015. Can you believe it? 7 freaking years ago, and it just happened by chance. I just met him in court, and his don't want to go too much into detail, but his lawyer sucked. Okay, I'm surprised she even showed up. She was coming from a different state, and it was just it was just ridiculous. Anyway, we got his case terminated, so we're very happy for him. And this is the best time, friends, to get that done with the Biden administration. It's not a guarantee, of course, but to answer your question, hash ask, yes. If, like, let's say, for example, you have a I-360 VAWA claim, or if it's a marriage case, you want to show that information, or mail it in if you're representing yourself, or share it with your attorney. And your attorney. There's so many immigration lawyers. If your attorney is not, if their main area is not immigration, or number one, they're not even calling you back, within reason, right? Like, we try to respond in 24 hours, but it could take 2 days. But you haven't heard from them in 2 months, and you actually try to contact them, then that's a problem, right? So I know, unfortunately, I've heard of some attorneys pass away because of COVID, but so maybe they're not doing anything wrong and that happened. But try to contact them, and then mention, have you considered, can we file our prima facie evidence to get our case dismissed? our office, our legal team, we are proactive. We don't want to wait until the day of the hearing because number one, if we can save you money, we'll do it. Okay, and this is why, friends, we focus on the best outcome, and the outcome is not our pocketbook. The outcome is the green card, is the success story. Okay, all right. So obviously, if we spend more time on a case, we have to charge them more. But that's not our focus. Our focus is on the outcome. Okay. I've got a couple calls coming up next week that are focused on the strategy to get it closed out ASAP, like several months before even the court date happens. Okay. So consider that hash or anyone else that's in this kind of situation. And by the way, if you're just now joining the show, we do offer free 15 minutes preliminary discussion. You do need to share this secret code. I'll pull it up again if you didn't see it earlier. Now you could have guessed it. It's I think it's on your bottom left of the screen. Green card guys, and this is how you uh, go to our website, greencardguys.com. You go to contact us and just answer a couple questions there. And below that form, you can schedule an appointment. Okay. So there it is. Thank you so much. I got to get to bed, get some good rest so we get back to work tomorrow. Enjoy your families. Have a great weekend. Take care now.